quotations on it, and some information. My name is Paul, Papa Alf, Uniform Lima. I'm located near Hebden Bridge in West Yorkshire, so not in the middle of the Pennine. Actually, also I have a Pennine hat, at least in location terms. And I'm running an ID51 into a 5-star. And I'm actually on the road at the moment, which is about a mile to the east of Hebden Bridge. So that's where I am. That's where I am. I usually have a 5-star that I'm here most of the time. And just occasionally, if I'm here, I might put it on if I'm a quiet moment, or I'm doing some help, I want to listen to something. So there we go. Pass it back to you, Jeff. I'm 0AUG in the group, G0TVB. G0TVB. Group M2 today. Yeah, we've not spoken to you for a while. You've been on the net, but not for a while. So there we are. Now, something's coming through the GB7HX repeat there. That's G0LGB. Good evening, Gavin. Nothing else from Gavin on that. Is anybody else coming in from GB7HX? And thank you, Malcolm, for the facility. M0AUG. Nobody else via 7HX. What was the borders happen? GM4 JKS. Good evening, Keith. Hope all is well with you. M0AUG. M0AUG, the group GM4JK. Yes, good evening, Jeff, and one and all. And our listeners on YouTube as well. Things fine up here. The DS Commander was laid down last Thursday in preparation for ladies 67-mile-an-hour winds, which was quite interesting looking out the windows into the valley, which runs horizontal, which runs from left to right. Must be looking out because small valley between us and the trees on the opposite side. And one side, I'm convinced the rain was going back upwards. It was absolutely horizontal. But yeah, no problems. Our rig from yesterday, funny enough, had a 7-hour power cut because a couple of the villages to repair their links, as we understood, a number of the other villages had to lose power to enable them to get in to sort the line out. But all is well. The youth held up for about an hour and a half with daughters carrying their work down in Somerset on the laptop on Zoom. And it was quite interesting. We almost got 3 fish and chips last night, but the power came back on 25 minutes before they stated it would do. So there we go. Short, sweet, and a bit more when we come around next time round, Jeff. M0AUG with the group GM4JKZ. GM4JKZ in the group M0AUG. So yes, man, and that Keith, and everybody's safe and well up there. And yeah, the weather's not been the best, shall we say. Let's see if it's 2-0 OGN in the group, M0AUG. Line 2-0 OGM, M0AUB. You're in a call there. So earlier on today, I had 2 connections onto the airway, but now just the one. There we go. Okay, G8 KJG in the group, M0AG. Good evening, Lou. M0 AUG and the group GJJ. Thanks, Jeff. And good evening to one and all. I was very sorry I couldn't join you last Thursday because of a technical issue. and I thought it was the equipment, but in fact when I checked it out, the 7.1 was working fine through all the other reflectors. And then I contacted Jeff by email, that's the M0AUG, and he very kindly put me on the right track and told me I needed to probably update the IP address, which I did, and lo and behold, we were back working. So I was very pleased about that, and very pleased that Jeff could help me in that way. So thanks very much, Jeff, for that. And just one interesting point is that I use a TriStar hotspot, and it needed the IP push list updating, and unfortunately, I don't know why, but I think it's probably something to do with the TriStar stopped updating and providing security patches and so on. And so, for some reason, when the host IP address changed, the hub changed. So I did that manually, and it was up and running. Anyway, thanks for that, Jeff, and back to you and the group. The group M0 Tutor. Yes, fine on that, Lou. And thanks for trying to help you as well. We're still not solved the mystery of John's, but it's down the answer's down in the reply, shall we say. And I know he's been in touch with you as well as me. John might be listening on the YouTube channel this evening. If you are, John, very welcome, and we'll see if we can get you on the next week. Okay, over to you then, Nick. G4IWO in the net. M0AUG, good evening, Nick.
M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, good evening, Jeff, and good evening to everyone. And nice to see Paul in Hebden Bridge, neighbour of mine almost, less than 10 miles up the road from where I live here. And good to see you tonight, Paul. Yeah, we had a very, very good club officers meeting last night, and I don't want to spoil what we are going to put to the members' meeting on the 19th of February, but we've got a series of different ideas and proposals and items for action to put to that meeting. So looking forward to the 19th of February meeting. As we agreed, by the way, a few weeks ago before Christmas, we are going to hold the meeting by sending out a week in advance the club officers proposals, and we're going to invite club members next week to submit a week in advance to us any suggestions they would like to put to the meeting so that we can have everything ready for members and do the meeting in a nice, efficient way. So looking forward to that, and very, very good indeed. We now have 72 club members, which is excellent. M0AUG in the group G4IWO.
Right, we were in the group M0AUG, Jenny. Yes, fine on that. Thanks, Nick. I was just trying to answer a text from or a WhatsApp message from Fraser, who hasn't updated the IP address and was trying to get on. So we'll see if we can sort that out in the background whilst I'm running the net there. Over to you there, Bob. And the 4XL for Tango in the group. M0AUG. Good evening, Bob. M0AUG in the group. Birchville Tango. Glad to hear you tonight, Paul. I don't know when the last time I heard you was. It's been quite a while. I've been pretty busy recently. The bands have been up. Mostly I've been working on 20 meters the last week. Better than I anticipated that I would do. So I'm happy about that. Also, the weather here, finally, we have broken the freezing mark, and the snow has not all the snow now has melted. Right now, we're at our high. We're at 4 degrees right now, so we're at our high for the day. And from what I can see on the weather report, tonight about midnight, we're supposed to begin a rainfall. So that's good. I'd much rather have the rainfall than more snow right now. Thank you. We just put the week, the whole an entire week where it was below freezing. It never got above freezing. So today my shack feels better today. High. Not much else to report here. Like I said, I worked probably most of the community, even though I did hit some of the other bands with my mag loop. Back to you, Paul. M0AUG with the group November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango. Go. For XAT in the group M0AUG, it's fine at that moment. I'm not to hear from you again this evening. Sorry, I was just distracted there because I'm still trying to help Fraser out on the phone at the same time. With our ADG6MJQ in the group, M0AUG. M0AUG, G6MJQ, Skelmouth or West Yorkshire, near Denbigh, where it was nice and crisp and cold this morning, just hovering around freezing. But we've had some nice sunny spells today, which makes a change from the dull, windy weather. And the other weekend we didn't. It wasn't that bad here, unlike a few months ago. Near me, Moore recorded one of the highest speed gusts in the country. So, the most damage we got was the bit blackness off of it. And, I've been absent, you may notice, for weeks. Been quite busy with other activities, one of them recovering a car from Greater Manchester after the spare keys didn't work and it got stuck with the immobiliser. And I got the recovery people to bring it over to Skelmanthorpe because it's my car on loan with the knowledge of the insurance company. And then the insurance company arranged to get in a low loader. And believe it or not, it's got weeds where the replacement for which could repair it. So who knows where that's going to go. So quite eventful. And but their safe part is going well over the last few weekends. So back to you, Jeff. M0AUG G6MJQ. G6MJQ in the group. 0AUG. I think I'm fine on them. I know we had a bit of contact offline as well, so please don't think. Well, right, over to Northern Germany now to Micronaut DL1 BJW with DL8 BDT. Good evening. To where, please. Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey. Very good morning. Very good evening. Sorry. Mix up. A very good evening to all, and hope everybody is well. Nice to hear you all again and to be part of the meeting again. The WX here is a little bit mixed up. Also, temperature always going up and down from 12 degrees plus down to 2 degrees plus and back again, and a lot of rain in between. Fortunately, not every day, not only rain, but there have been very few moments when the clouds opened up and the sun was coming out. So it's still winter time, and we are looking forward to springtime very fervently. Radio-wise, nothing much to report except one thing. One evening a few days ago, I was tuning over the Ford meter band and looking into the CW section there, listening a little bit, and hearing a call sign I was familiar with, that is 2 Echo Zero ISD India Sierra Delta. And I think I knew it, and I looked it up, and of course it was from the Amadeus Pennine Air. And he had a QSO with another station from, I think, also Great Britain. I waited until he was finished and then called him, and he actually came back to me, and we had a nice little 10 or 11 minute chat on CW on 40 meters with 50 watts on it and the Android half wave. That was quite nice, and I didn't expect that, because on 40 meters the Android is working, but it's not so hot, and so I got no very good results and got RST numbers there, but nevertheless we heard and deciphered, and I read him even better, and so that was a very pleasant surprise. Yeah, so much from my side. Passing the microphone to Delta Lima Bravo Delta Tango.
Yeah, very good evening. This is Delta Lima Bravo Delta Tango for the group. Yes, as Mike just said, weather is quite strange here. Days ago we had made a short trip to the coast, and it was quite mild and sunny. And I think we've caught 2 hours of sunshine, which had arisen this week. We just had a short tour to put out our handheld transceiver and making some contact but then we saw some clouds and the rain came, and yes, we'll have to wait. I think a few months. Yes, we are looking forward to the club meeting on the 19th. Theory will be very interesting to hear what suggestions Nick and the committee will have there. And yes, next week Emil's talk will be quite interesting too. Hand the mic back to Zero AUG group.
DT with DL1 BJ is the leader of the group, Zero AUG returning. Yes, fine with that, Mike. And we look forward to perhaps hearing a little bit more about your exploits with the new radio on the next over there. Over to you there, Peter. M0 PF in the group, M0 AUG, good evening, Peter. M0 AUG, M0 PBF. So good evening, everybody. I'm from Stalybridge. Well, what's been happening here? Well, on a personal note, the wife that was very much affected by last weekend's storm. She went she has an annual meeting which normally goes on for about 5 days on calligraphy, and she didn't go up on Friday because of the storm, but did went because there were a number of people up there on Saturday, and the place she was going had lost all power, but they had oil-fired heating and hot water, and they had their kitchen had a standby generator. So they had a very nice candlelit dinner on Saturday night, but on Sunday morning the generator popped up, which meant that the fire alarm system was no longer working, and so discretion made the better part of valor. They decided to go back home again. So her Friday meeting ended up being a one-day meeting, but she enjoyed the day nevertheless. And while she was away, it was the weekend of Five Alive. Unfortunately, in this area, that Five really wasn't that alive. In fact, it was in need of a bit of CPR. I was on for about 2 to 2.5 hours and I managed to get 5 contacts in that time, which was a lot less than I'd actually expected. So there we are. Back to you, Jeff. M0AUG, M0PBF. M0PBF in the group, M0AUG returning. Yeah, fine with the update on Thursday weekend away. I know when we were speaking on Sunday, weren't sure whether she'd actually got there or not. But there we are, please all as well. Over to you down in Taunton, G6, as I said in the group, M0AUG. M0AUG in the group, G6, as I said. Good evening, Jeff, and good evening to everyone else on the group. Not sure if you tried calling me in earlier, Jeff, but as I said in my message to you, for some very silly reason, I lost all audio. Couldn't find out or why, and in the end I changed channel, and it came back, so just the radio playing Silly Devils. But never mind, it's working at the moment. I've been in contact with John, Jeff, and I said yes, he's running the same radio as I am, which makes life a bit easier. So I told him what I need, and I'll sort it out with him. Should be no problem, really, thanks. Hopefully get him on the air for as soon as I get the information I need and can get back to him. It was quite easy. Here, at least we've had no rain today. In fact, it's been an absolutely beautiful day, cold, but seeing as I was in my car driving around Dorset, putting a few miles on the clock with my colleague, learning some roads, I didn't mind. Just had a lovely day for the first time out there, or for a long time I've been out just for the pleasure of being out and driving. Radio-wise, I bought an aerial the other day and tried it, got very good SWR on it. Can't remember what it was, but I'm sure Andrew will tell us because it was bought on his recommendation. Hey guys, after I sent one back, this one's working absolutely fine, doing what it should do, so when I can I'll get out with it and use it mobile. But because it's got radial lines, I'm going to have to make sure wherever I go, I've got no problem with people. I have been up to Bristol over the last 2 days and had every intention of going up on the Downs, but for some reason run out of time, so I ended up not getting up onto the Downs to do any radio. But I did manage to tune into one repeater which followed me all the way down to the Western Supermare Junction, which is quite a way for a repeater to work, so I'll try and remember that next time I'm up there. Otherwise, nothing else at this end. G080AUG, G6 as I said, that's correct. G6 as I said in the group, M0AUG returning. Yeah, fine on that. I've let him make contact with John. John may be listening on YouTube. I don't know, I didn't say earlier on, but I knew you got a similar setup to the one that he's trying to configure. And obviously, you've had quite a bit of experience with buying and helping other members out, and appreciate that very much indeed, Dave. Hope you can get John up and running anyway. Over to another John, G3SL in the group, M0AUG. Good evening, John. M0AUG in the group, G3IO returning. Very good evening, Jeff. Hopefully I've done it properly this week. I did struggle to link to the reflector last week, which is why I didn't appear. But hopefully, I just got pushboard, so I'm assuming that I've done it properly this week and got that sorted. I think the hiccup was a result of server, and I wasn't aware of it when I tried to link last week. But anyway, all sorted, hopefully. Yes, it's been quite neppy here this morning, been dry, but we're expecting rain tonight, possibly a bit of snow, but it should be gone by midday tomorrow. So basically a dry picture at the moment, which is much better than it was a week or so ago. storm didn't really bother us here. We did have quite a bit of rain, but the wind wasn't so bad. And my location is in a little place called Milnrow, just outside Rochdale, and I'm another station who's very close to Nick, and very close to, I think it's called 02BB. He's 10 miles, 15 kilometres from me, over the other side of the hill. I do know his location. Radio wire, well, I got a bit hooked on the worldwide activity. I'm operating QRP on HF now solely, and I just wondered how I'd get on. And I've done surprisingly well, even if I say so myself. Burning 5 or 6 watts on HF. I've been on 6 different bands, and one way or another, I've had over 110 contact. I think it's up to, and some on CW, some on SSB, and some on the FT modes. So FT mode wise, I've managed to do about 12 continents. I'm not applying, but at the beginning of the activity, I managed to work the Indonesian station, one in Oman. This afternoon I've worked one in North Africa, EG9, and I've worked North and South America. So I'm very pleased with my 5 or 6 watts and my indoor antenna. It's really quite surprising. And I've got CW back in operation, but I'm very rusty except for reading all signs of. Anyway, I think it's up to. So I'm glad players turned up, Peter. I think we were all a bit worried last Sunday morning. I'm glad that's all sorted in those days. M0, AUG in the group, G3 SAO. G3 SAO in the group, M0 AUG returning. Yeah, great. I'm great on the results you're getting with your 5 watts and the indoor antenna. And yeah, I bet you're pleased with the results as well. And your audio level is beautiful this week, so I think you must have done something with that. It's a lot. It's not moving in. Well, it wasn't something last week. Okay, back down south again now to G4 OBA in the group. M0A evening, Jim. Yeah, good evening, Beth, and good evening to the group. Yeah, G4JBA from sunny Sussex, shore on the south coast. Weather here has been miserable, but we've not had any really hard frost at all just recently. Just the odd burst of rain coming through. I think we are lucky in our location that the North Downs behind me does tend to send everything up country. Yeah, I feel UTU is only about 5 miles, but he's on the other side of Downs, so he tends to got more there. And as regards radio-wise, I had to go at the Barchag sprint down in British, although on the Saturday morning my son came up over and we had to strip one of my steam locomotives, which is not aged, right behind. One of the cylinders needed new rings, so we had to fit them and put it all back together again. I'm glad he came, but my fingers are not so nimble now. And that's what I'm thinking about whether or not I do try relearning Morse. But I've got to remember the code before I start transmitting. Not a lot Well, I know Jeff is in 8NT is around. We've got the Mexico RTTY contest this coming weekend, so hopefully I'll be alongside Keith. We hope to work him and get some points. So I'll pass it back to you, Jeff. M0AUG to take it T4JBA with the group. Whichever here with the group M0AUG returning. Yes, fine enough, Jim, and good luck with having Jeff's next on the agenda. Oscar November 8, November Tango in the group M0AUG. Well, ball as well, Jeff. My zero AUG, the group of 8 November Tango. Good evening, very good day to everyone. Also to the people on the YouTube channel. And very nice to be here again. Today we had 3 degrees. And this afternoon we even had some sun. So couldn't believe that. And I think in the next days who are coming up, the next 5 or 7 days, we will have some more sun, but the temperature will be around 4 or 5 degrees during the day and around the freezing point during the night. So that's the weather report here on night. And okay, Jim and Keith, well, I took part in the rookie BRTG, British Amateur Radio Group contest, and searching and pounding, and not during the 24 hours, just be active if you have the time. And I worked some 65 stations, although I found that the conditions were not that brilliant. Subjective impression probably, and also my setup is not ideal, but anyway, and I saw Keith passing by on 40 meters, but if I see Keith, I always try to call him a little bit off frequency of where he is, but I think we missed each other, Keith, this time. Previous occasions we managed to work each other, and I never worked with him, but maybe one time I will do. And congrats, Mike, on working here. That's a very nice one in CW. And John, your QRP is doing very well there with an indoor antenna. That's quite impressive. Okay, some more news on the next over. I put the microphone back to you. My 08, which is the group of 8 November Tango. Tango in the group M0AG returning. Yeah, hi there, Jeff. Peter mentioned the 145 one. I managed a couple of contacts on the 145 on Saturday, but they didn't seem to have much activity on 2 meters in our area up here. It's a shame, really, but at least I got 2 contacts. Back down south, now to my dad, and Andrew. I'm 0RL in the group. M0AUG, good evening, Andrew. M0AUG in the group. M0RL, yes, good evening, Jeff. Good evening, everyone else from the next night. I haven't looked at the dashboard, but it sounds like it is quite a big net tonight, which is good. I have to say, another fruitless week on the radio front. I'm afraid it's working from GDH at home here is not very productive at all at the moment. The noise level is just making it too high, and apart from today, we've had some pretty awful weather. It's been wet and windy and horrible, so I do need to get out on mobile, I think, to get back into the radio, or find some other ways to get the radio to work from here. As Dave said, I went over last week and suggested an antenna system, super antenna, which was the first antenna that I ever bought. I didn't tell Dave that in case he thought it was a bit of a non-starter, but it's actually quite a good little mobile antenna system. Really, it does everything from 80 meters down to 77s. Comes in a nice little bag. It's not a dummy load. I've made quite a number of good contacts with it. It's my go-to antenna when I go out if I go, the rare occasion we go on holiday, it's always checked in the boot of the car, and I can always make contacts with it. So hopefully Dave will have some good time with it. Weather-wise, as Dave said, it's been a glorious day today. It's been sunny. I've been in a warehouse for half the morning because I went over to Midsummer Norton to pack water boxes. This is the rotary water survival boxes that go out to disaster areas around the world. So we packed 60 boxes in a couple of hours, but it's 2 hours to drive there, 2 hours to drive back, and it was so missed out all the sun, I'm afraid. But at least we packed 60 boxes, and those will go to some sort of disaster around the world. It's always quite satisfying that when I seal up the lid, when we packed it full of water filters and strain and torch and all sorts of things, cooking utensils, that the next person that actually looks inside will be somewhere the other side of the world fighting for survival. So that's the incentive to give up half the day in order to pack these boxes. But nothing radio related, and we don't even put a radio in. At one time we should put a wind-up radio in, but that's not the case now. So anyway, back to you, Jeff. I'm morphing, I'm afraid. M0AG, the units, M0ROL. Group M0AG, yes, fine. Obviously, I know you've been busy with the roster and things, as you mentioned a couple of weeks ago. Right, over to the last one, the group at the moment. We've got 17 on this tonight, 17 not just on the list, 17 have actually decided to speak. So over to you there, Fraser. Oscar Zulu 1, Juliet Kilo uniform in the group. M0AG, glad you made it on DMR. Well, that is on D-Start, rebooting the computer and the dongle decided it's going to connect anyway. So we're here. Good evening to everybody, and nice to be here. I have been around for a long time, unfortunately, just various things. The time in where I am in the house is an hour in front of most people other than Jeff and the people in Germany. The other Jeff, yes. We are just a bit on there. It doesn't quite fit because we have something called Mad Club, which is food club in the evening, and it just doesn't quite work. But anyway, this evening it did, so there's no problem at all. But when I got home, then it wouldn't connect, which is a bit of a problem. Would like an audio please, because I've altered some settings, but maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. WWA, that's been fun. I haven't really done very much, but I got 100 awards, so I've done something. not really chased any DX. Got a couple of stations. I got the Kuwait station and a couple of others. But it was a well-organised contest of stations, which were the sort of targeted from the hunters. Was actually very, very good indeed. They were powerful, they were well organised, they were very quick and very precise, and also very forgiving as well, because I've listened to them. Fantastic. So that is a pretty good thing to look forward to 6 months' time, I believe, and also January next year. I got my DX commander up, and that's worked well. That was helping me to do what I've just explained. And tropo clouds. There's no tropo clouds. It's duck picking. It's air, hot and cold air, and it ducks through. Several people have made clouds, which I didn't quite understand when I looked at that. I think that's on the Pennine net, but just interesting. But it's actually hot and cold air ducting. So that's how it works. And if you don't get it, we haven't got any DX, and if it does, you have got bullets. My biggest trauma has been really and truly my cookhood. The extractor problems. Load of water came down, we because condensation, because some insulation had gone away and could be eaten by something, or water put into it, I'm not sure. So we had a lot of water. And one night we were eating dinner, there was a huge bang and all the lights went out. That's it. So I thought, okay, nice to replace. Got some flexi tube, which was stuff because there were new stuff, but the old stuff had gone sort of brittle and just broke in your hand. So I had to buy some new. I could not put that over the old tube. Sizes were right. One was 127 and the other was 125. So therefore, there's 2 million critical nerve. So I had a great purpose in doing that, and I still haven't done it yet because I've had too many other things going on at the same time. Right, I'm waffling, and you totally confused what I'm talking about. But anyway, never mind. Back on the scene, good to hear everybody, and back to you, Jen, AUG, I'd say 1JKU in Waffle. Said 1JKU in the group, M0AG return. First of all, your audio level's quite low, to be honest, Fraser. Perfectly intelligible that it needs to just come up again. So the last time to the list of 17 on the net so far this evening. 17, in fact, is the biggest net we've run so far with Pennine. So there we are. So back over to the top of the list, and thank you for joining us this evening, Paul, to make the numbers up as well. G0TVB in the group, M0AE. Okay, G0TVB. Well, it's funny because when you started and you called 2 people that didn't reply, Jeff, I thought, it must be good because it's not coming on with the name, but now it would appear it's the other way around. You got 17 people coming on though. I'm sure it's got down to me. I know if I'll get to call this stuff here when it comes round again, actually, so I'll let this final. But I'll say very what I've been doing is the weather, it was not affected by that weather, very bad storm at all. It sounded like it was coming, but it went further north, and I looked in the right power. I think there was something on a mobile transmitter, but that was it. We didn't get that, but the later one came almost immediately afterwards. We didn't get that either. Radio wise, I haven't done much. I've been in Park for a week, which was interesting, of course, and it's cold. It's cold here. It's cold. Actually, in fact, I went on a few trips around the country, and there was quite a lot of snow on the ground in some of the sort of higher parts of the Czech Republic. Radio wise, didn't do much. I did get this rig with me. I took the KX3 as well, but I never got it. I never went out on it. It was cold. Put terrors up. No, I do have a spot I like operating from. But I did get this with me on Sunday morning with the older net. I was going to see if I could join it from the D-Star repeater that there is over there, but it wasn't one I could move. It was stuck on BCS 019. You could disconnect it, and you could reconnect it, you couldn't connect it to anything else. It's a bit disappointing, really, because I was up on top of a hill, and I wasn't calling in that way. And the BCS 019 is one of the quietest things I've ever heard. I think it's full of people just listening, and I'm not quite sure what for. But that's the way it goes. But yeah, I want to sign because I want to go in the next. I'm at work still. I'm not doing any work, but I want to go in the next 15 minutes, and it won't get around to me again. So I want you to tell them, please, thanks for running the net. Thanks for running the net. It's been an interesting net. I do agree with Jeff that I do agree with you, Jeff, that on JK it was a little bit quiet. But yeah, I had to put the speaker mic to the ear to hear him on this location. It's a really quiet location. So I wish everybody 7 trees, and it's been nice to work you all, or hear you all, and hopefully do it again sometime. M0 AUG in the group, G0 TVB. G0 TVB in the group, M0 AUG returning. Good if you join us this evening, Paul, and look forward to the next time. Back up to the borders now with Keith. Do you have a 4J to this in the group? M0 AUG. M0A, Group 0 JKZ. Yeah, everyone copied quite nicely tonight, I must admit. But yeah, I agree, Fraser, you just need to up the audio slightly. And good that your DX commander's working well for you. I did get mine back up last Saturday afternoon after the wind sort of died down, and managed to work 187 stations on the bar integrity contest, which was quite good. And I bit the bullet and decided to call CQ in the last sort of 10 minutes, and I managed to work a Dutch station. So I might do the same next time. The only difference, I think, of course, is when you're actually calling CQ, you're driving your PA stage quite hard rather than hunt and pounce. Yeah, the other thing I meant to say about the storm, the power cut yesterday, of course, we lost the electricity, we lost heating, obviously. We've got a wood burning stove, which the other half put a saucepan of water on so we can get hot water that way. Because we also lose water because the he's got an electric pump down at the bottom of it. So interesting times. Makes you think about what you need as backup. Fortunately, we've got about a dozen torches and they're all LEDs, so they lasted quite well last evening. Other radio-wise, I've been playing with the PMR site. We did a survey. One of the Oxford Village residents got a bungalow about probably 50 yards from the mobile phone mast on top of the hill behind the village of Oxford. And they've agreed that we can put an antenna up there for PMR on 446. And the flower pot antenna that I built a couple of 3 months ago for 2 and 70 tunes up nicely on 446. So I set that up here at home in Swinside, which is about probably line of sight a mile and a half, 2 miles from the site on top of the hill, and put the Islands HD1 up on 2 watts, and I got into the repeater station that I set up here at home, the simplex repeater. So that's proven that we can link between the village and up here because we're more remote than the village in winter times. So that's good. And we've got the Borders Council Resilience guy coming next Wednesday, I think it is, just to sit down and talk through what support they can give us and what we're actually doing for ourselves. So hopefully we'll have a working systems demo to him, which would be pretty good. XE Ritty next weekend, the Mexican Ritty. And I did have a listen around on 2 metre sidebands last weekend. There was a dodo up here. I think I put that on the WhatsApp group messaging. John, 5 watts indoor antenna, brilliant. And Andrew, grand job you're doing there, I must say, looking after those in need and packing those kits up. So, okay, with that, I'll put it back to you there, Jeff. And for those interested in lighthouses, I have a lighthouse picture that come at the end of the session. M0AUG, sorry for so long, GM before JKZ. GM before JKZ, M0AUG. Yeah, thanks for all that information, Keith. It's good that you're managing the difficult circumstances sometimes up there as well. 2E0 OGM, M0AUG. I wasn't sure on reflection whether we actually came back last time, so 17 might be 16 in terms of relative and 17 at the dashboard. Quite a good number nevertheless. Over to you there, Lou. G8KJJ in the group, M0AUG. M0AUG and the group G8KJJ. Yes, fine business, Jeff. I just want to say good evening to John, if he is listening on YouTube. That's 2E0DXK. We have, as you said, we have been in
communication, and I'm sorry that he's still not resolved his issue. Only thing I've been doing on radio, I've been spending most of my time on FT8, and now I thought I would change that to FT4 and see how that works out. On FT8 in the last 18 months, I've worked about 145 countries, and I don't know how many QSOs, a very large number. Anyway, if anybody's got any tips or anything to say about FT4, I would be very interested. I'll pass it back to you, Jeff, because I'm going to make this my last over. Well, I'm sure that it probably will be the end of the session anyway, but it's been very pleasurable. M0AUG and the group GAKDJ.
The group M0AUG returning. That's fine on that, Lou. We're all trying to get John up and running. I've actually put John in touch with Dave, G6NSM, who has got an ID, exactly the same setup in terms of buying radio that John's running as well, and with experience in buy. So I'm going to leave it between Dave, ZSM and John to see if we can get it up and running there. I don't know whether he's actually listening on YouTube tonight, but if anybody's on YouTube, then Nick will probably let us know. Thanks for joining us this evening, Lou. I look forward to catching up with you again. Over to you, Nick. G4IWO in the group M0AUG.
M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, thanks very much, Jeff. And yeah, we've got several people that have been listening in on YouTube, but one of them just been having a chat with him in the chat box on YouTube is Jason, KE2BJW. So welcome, Jason. And he was just realizing, because I posted it in the net, that the reflector we're using tonight can take connections via D-Star as well as DMR. So that's very good news. Yeah, just a couple of comments. First of all, WX here it's currently 2.8 degrees. It was minus 1.8 when I got up this morning, so pretty cold here this morning, and it definitely hasn't been a warm day. But well done to John, G3SAO, for your results, both using QRP, which is a great thing to do. I'm a long-standing member of the GQRP club, but to run 5 watts into an indoor antenna is extremely good. And to Fraser, I'm very impressed that you've got your DX Commander up and you're doing very well with it. I think we've got a couple of other members who have recently invested in the DX Commander and finding it a very good antenna. As to Lou's direct question there about FT4, the excellent thing about FT4 is that it is much quicker than FT8. So the QSOs take place very quickly. And also, if you switch between FT8 and FT4, you'll find that FT8's a lot busier, FT4 not so much. And often it's easier to make contacts on FT4, but you can certainly make them a lot quicker. And that helps if you're trying to work a DX station. So those that have worked DX often comment that they've got the QSO much more quickly on FT4 than FT8. So that's my 2 halfpence worth. And just the final thing, even though it's been cold, I've been playing outdoors with antennas and discovered the delight of reusable cable ties, plastic cable ties. It's always annoyed me if you put a cable tie up and you tie a wire to it and pull it taut. The only way of using it again is buying another one, so cutting it and sticking a new cable tie on. But I've recently discovered the delights of a slightly more expensive of reusable cable ties. Just press the little nodule in and it comes out open again and can be used over and over. So that's been my discovery of the week, probably. Back to you, Jeff. M0AUG in the group G4IWO.
4IWO, and the group M0AG returning. Yes, fine on that, thank you. I've never actually used reusable cable ties, but I believe they are very good indeed. So, thank you for your recommendation there. Over to you there, Bob. November 4X Alpha in the group. MEG.
First of all, it looks like February will be a good month with both at home and then, of course, the club meeting. It should be a good month for our Zoom sessions. Second, I have a question. All of a sudden, I can't find the Pennine hand website. I can find all the YouTube channels, etc., but I can't find. I thought we had a website that I used to look at where the schedule was listed, and I can't find that anymore for some reason. Next, Fraser, yes, your audio sounded all right, but you could use a little more gain on. I also have a picture today. The picture will be from the Bridge Wireless office aboard the HMS Belfast. And now on to my POTA. As of noon Zulu today, I'm now in the top 3% of the POTA hunters. Of the 44,000, down here somewhere, 44,043 hunters that were as of noon today. And I'm 1,373, which puts me in the top 3%. Now, I think that I'll be able to get into the top 2%. I don't know if I'll ever get into the top 1% because they're so far ahead of me. Most of the top 1%, I think they have particular quotas where I only had 1,893 as of noon today. I did work at a Danish station today from a park, and I work an Italian station, but I can't count them until they report it. If they don't report it, of course, I can't count them. So I'm hoping at least that, because I did get an Italian station last week, so I am hoping that the Danish station reports this week. And so far, most of my contacts, of course, have been in CETA. I do have a few in, when I say a few, 160, no, 215 in FDA, and 267 in the single site band. The rest are all in CW. So I can't complain about that. And if that Denmark part on there comes true, I'll have a total of 19 countries on me, so I'm going to complain about that.
Forex Alpha Tango in the group. He just dropped off at the end there after giving you all the scores there, Bob. And well done on all the scores anyway. And well done that you're going to do a picture at the end with us. So we'll pick that up next time round. Moving on now, we'll go to ADG6MJQ in the group. M0AUG. G6MJQ. Yeah. You put me to shame, Bob. Oh dear. I haven't really been on HF much at all recently. Having said that, we put some more ferrites on the solar system that belongs to a nearby bungalow that was the inverter was causing noise, and a low pass filter has been fitted on the grid side of the inverter, and I put a row of ferrites on the DC leads to the PV panels on the roof, and it's made such a difference here. So now I'm chasing noise from other sources like LED lights and cooker hood fans and various devices. But it's made quite a difference. But over the last few days, I've been up and down the bands on HF, and to me it hasn't appeared very good at all. Quite interesting. I was up late the other night, about 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning,
And top band, there were a few guys in the West Midlands busy having a chat. So first time I've heard any activity on top band for some time. So it must be their midnight net or something. Yeah, which was good, interesting to hear. Yeah, on FT4, yeah, I agree with Nick there from my experience. The first time I tried FT4 for the CQ out, within seconds the German station came back to me. I think it was on 40 meters. And then suddenly, it's 7.3s and it's all over. and less congested. And quicker QSOs. So it's worth a try. Certainly, I found I was getting more replies to CQs, etc. Sideband on 17 meters today was pretty good, but everywhere else was pretty poor. Just take a tip. Yeah, so that's about it for me. I must try harder, but good to hear everybody on. Fair few today, 17. Excellent. And looking forward to being a bit more active in the future. But still got to get the car back from Leeds. Why does it take so long for repairers on the insurance jobs to do the job? 2 weeks now. So never know. We'll get it back in a week or so, no doubt. Probably have to get the parts from Germany or something, being a Vauxhall. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to say sensory to everybody. Good to get on tonight, anyway. And thanks for sharing, Jeff. M0AUG 6MJQ. 600. You're in the group M0AUG returning, and thanks for joining us this evening, Eddie. I hope to catch you again soon. Over to Northern Germany now, Mike and Adriana. DL1BJW in the group with DL8BDT. M0AUG. Over to you, Mike. There's Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey with the final. First of all, thanks for hosting us and doing an excellent job as always. And thank you for all your comments. Good thoughts and ideas there all around. I wanted to say 2 things. G3SAO, John, congrats to your achievements with the firewall antenna in the WWA contest. I've been taking part also in this contest with an antenna outside an entry half wave and 50 watts, and I've been into it mainly with CW, but also other modes. Took a little bit longer to achieve results because most of the point wanted on the CW field, and I amassed, I think, it was 1,111 points, 11, so to speak, and I then called it a stop. But it was very nice and fun to try that out. Of course, in the overall ranking, the mixed mode with all modes there, I was only ranking on, I think, number 3,500. But nevertheless, if you consider there were 150,000 participants, so that's not so bad, actually. So I'm satisfied with that. Okay. As I said, all the very best for all of you. Hope to
or safe and sound. For now, 73 is passing the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Yeah, this is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango with the final. Yes, thank you very much, Jeff, for hosting the net. Was quite interesting and very, very large net this evening, which is quite interesting. Yes, John, very good job with QRP and an indoor antenna, doing so many contacts. Quite interesting. We too, we are also very interested in QRP radios, and we are working possible with our QRP rigs there, and this is always big fun. Yes, by the way, last time I went outside with our QRP guys and said at halfway there had been a problem with the connection, but this has been solved now, I hope so, and we'll give it another try. It's a very good portable. Yes, and my new QMX radio works quite well. I managed to get it quite well tuned in combination with a Z-match, which is quite comfortable. The rig QMX is hardware-wise a little bit like the true SDX. The true SDX is based on the QMX, but the software is made different, and it's very, very comfortable. You have got a menu where you can measure the UR and with a clear tone, and using this step of the menu, one can very good tune the radio with which has light, which shows if there is a match, and tuning can be made with this point menu. So now all the news from my side. I wish you all a pleasant evening and good EX. 73 and 88 from Northern Germany. This was Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. Handing the microphone to M0 AUG.
BGT, L1 BJW, thanks for looking up, Gemini. You're in this evening. I was interested to hear what you're getting up to. Quite a few people in the group this evening getting involved with QRP and things like that. So these groups are going to get these people stay on with Paul and some of the others. So we get some interesting topics to be discussed on that. So thanks for joining us this evening. Have a good week, and I look forward to catching you next time. Over to you, Peter, for your final probably. M0 PBF in the group. M0 AUG.
M0 AUG. M0 PBF. Yeah, just one point to start with. Lack of communication was due to a lack of both the mobile signal and the lack of the landline wasn't working there. It is highly surprising to me on many occasions that after 52 years of putting up with me, she still talks to me most of the time. And I've been spending my time still trying to figure out how my 200 milliwatts ever got 9,600 kilometers. I've been playing with a piece of mathematics called the Freese equation, Foxtrot Romeo India Sierra, which tries to predict what the power of a signal would be received at the other end over the distance based on the distance, the frequency, and the gain of the sending and receiving antennas. Having done that, comes up with an answer which ends in 10 to the minus 18, which anybody with any knowledge of mathematics knows is randomly a little number. So I'm not sure where to go next with this, but it is fascinating. And the book I got by a guy called Chris Coleman, Analysis and Modelling of Radio Wave Propagation, is a really, really good book. But I wouldn't attempt to have a go at any of the mathematics unless you've done at least enough mathematics to get a good engineering degree. That's what I'd say. Anyway, thank you to everybody being on. Great night this evening, and so many people on. And thank you, Jeff, for looking after us. And I'm sure we'll speak again on Sunday morning. So 7312, I'm back to you, Jeff. M0 AUG, M0 PBF.
Yes, M0 AUG. Yes, fine on that, Peter. I'm pleased that Claire is, well, she got home okay. She's also still talking to you. So there you go. You can't live that at all. And thanks for your contribution this evening, and hopefully catching up with you on Sunday morning. I did say last week, I'm not sure, because we may have an invasion of family on Sunday morning. We'll have to see how it goes. Thanks again, Peter. Over to you, Dave. G6, NSN in the group, M0AUG for your final, please.
So, AUG in the group, G6 NSN. Yeah, thanks very much, Jeff, for running the net, and thanks everybody else for participating. As you said, Jeff, it's been a very big net, nice as well. And yes, I'm struggling at the moment trying to put a data file, which I use quite successfully in my radio, into John's radio. And it keeps telling me I'm trying to enter illegal data. Something that's giving me a little bit of a pain, but I will sort it overnight or tomorrow weekend. But it'll get done anyway. Hopefully then he's already got my data file and the settings for the hotspot, which he can convert there soon. So we'll get him on the air one way or another. 73 all. Have a good weekend, and let's hope the weather stays a bit nicer for us all. I'm going to be spending the day in a bank tomorrow, trying to raise awareness of FND, which is, for my want, one of the things I do. We've got a couple of others coming up, 2 in Tesco, and 1 in another bank over the next month. Be interesting to see just how many people come up to our stand and speak to us. Okay, speak to you next week. M0 AUG in the group, G6 NSN 73.
In the group, M0 AUG return. Yeah, thanks for joining me this evening. I'm glad you were able to. And thanks also for helping John, and I hope we get him on the net soon. Speak to you next week. Over to you for your final, John. Chico in the group, M0 AUG.
M0 AUG and the group, we SAO returning. Yes, all fine from everybody. And thank you for the kind comments about my QRPX. I'm amazed, actually. I really am. And Peter, I know Peter is as well. And he's trying to sort it out mathematically. I tried once and I gave up. But you have to show me this equation sometime, Peter. I'm not actually familiar with it. Yes, it's been a good night, Jeff. It's nice there's so many people on. I would agree with, I forget who made comments about the worldwide award operators. There's been some excellent signals on the bands from those stations, and some very good operating as well. And even patience with rusty old time as well. So it's been very good. I've learned quite a bit actually about various things I participate in. So last day tomorrow, last chance to get some more points. I'm not quite, I'm just below 400 points, so I'm a long way behind. But yeah, it's not, yeah, there's so many people participating. Some of us are well up the table. Thank you very much, Jeff. It's been great, and I look forward to getting on the next time I can manage to connect. And I'll probably speak to you on Sunday morning. I think we're having some family visitors, but later in the day. Anyway, very good evening to everybody. What's left of it, and 7-3 from me. M0 AUG on the group, G3 SAO.
G3 SAO in the group, M0 AUG returning. Yes, fine that, John, and please you can join us this evening. As I say, hope to join the net on Sunday morning, and we'll have to see what time people land, etc. So thanks for joining us this evening. Right, I'm going to skip over Jeff in Belgium at this stage and just save you with one or two of the others for the finale there, Jeff. So over to you for your fan, Andrew. M0 ROL through M0 AUG. Yeah, M0 AUG group, M0 ROL. Well, thanks again for running the net, Jeff. Hopefully next week I may have something to say that I've done the radio ones and so on. Fingers crossed that I can actually get out into somewhere where I'm having all this interference to make me actually speak to someone for once. So that's my task for the next 7 days. So in the meantime, I wish everyone 73 good luck with your contest that you're taking part in, and hope to catch up with you next Thursday. So 73 from me, and back to you, Jeff. M0 AUG group, M0 ROL. M0 in the group, M0 AUG. So yeah, thanks for joining us this evening, Andrew, and have a good weekend. We'll look forward to catching up with you next week. So over to you, Fraser, for your fan, please. Oscar Zulu 1, Juliet Kilo uniform, M0 AUG. Was everyone JKU to the group? Thank you. Well, Keith, GM4 as JK said, good your command has spoken great. And is repeating allowed on 400 megahertz non what do you call it? I can't think what it's license fee. Just to come off, is the audio now okay? Still a bit on the low side there, Fraser, to be honest. It's perfect. It's better than it was the first time, but it's still could do it just a little bit more, please. Back to you. Okay, quick test. Is that okay? That's much better. Back to you. Okay, that's that's quite a long way out from what it was. Okay, right. Hopefully I'm not over deviating now. Yeah, it's 400 megahertz non-licensed without having to repeat it. I just wonder, but in the situation that Pete said he was in, maybe it's a good thing. But anyway, I just thought they were just line of sight jobbies. What's it? 439? Is it that there somewhere? Anyway, FG4 is very quick in comparison to F8, but you need another dB in signal apparently to make it work well. And well, great to hear have done so many good things, and hopefully Kathy is also getting better, and you're all doing well as well. So great for that. And M6 MJQ. Ferrari has taken white noise down from F7 to next to nothing on the hub bands, and still bordering a little bit noisy, but down to about S4 on the lower bands, 80 and 40, etc. down there. So ferrites do well, and what they are, the clip-on ones. So what I've done is bought a load of clip-on ones which
work loads of cables, connect them on both ends, and it's worked wonders. Been very, very happy with that. And I've worked a lot of FM and AM stations up on the top band and up on the top frequencies, 21 AM and FM, and also 29 AM and FM. We've been having fun up there recently. Also for you, Andriana and Jess in Germany there, if you're still there, I'll be down in Abersdorf, which is not very far away from you, but more or less impossible to get to see each other because you want to come across the Elbe. We're going down to what they call a plant school or a nursery down there to have some flowers. My wife is very into special flowers that grow in plant pots about the garden. And there's a special school down there. And also, G6FM, the best thing you can do is not copy from rig to rig. You might find it just better to copy it to chirp and then download it into the rig you wanted. It might work then. That might be a way to go. It might not, of course, but that's my experience. Okay, thanks very much indeed, Jack, for running the web, net. And maybe I can talk to you after the net if you've got time. If you haven't, then farewell. But anyway, to everybody else, many thanks indeed, and the lovely net, the big net, but the lovely net as well. 7 threes, and see you next week.
This is one JKU and who remembers it by AG. I won't have time after the net this week. The topic anyway. Even though it might be on the WhatsApp group. But thanks for joining us this evening. Right, what I'm going to do now, because obviously we've got 3 people who wouldn't want to send photographs to walk the outlet. So I think it's probably better if it comes on next to do a wrap-up of the net. And then we'll get Bob to send his picture, followed by Keith, and then Jeff in Belgium to finish the show off. So that's what we'll do to conclude a very, very enjoyable evening. Over to you there, Nick, and before we go, thank you to the listeners on our YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed the net, and those of you who have got the radio facilities, you might get you on the actual net sometime as well. So over to you there, Nick. G4IWO in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG in the group, G4IWO. Yeah, thank you. Done a great job tonight, Jeff. A lot of people on, and great to see. Hope everyone's enjoyed it. And to Jason, who's kept me company on YouTube, chatting away. Good to see you. You're welcome anytime. And if you can get hold of that DMR radio, Jason, you can give us a call, hopefully one day directly on the reflector. Just a couple of bits of news, really. We've got Emil DL8 JJ coming to talk next week, mainly about his de-expedition to Burkina Faso, XT2MD, where he operated both CW and Moonbounce as well, EME. And he's going to give us some information about the EME setup he took with him and set up down at that location in Burkina Faso. So that will be good to see Emil back, and very much looking forward to that. We've got the members meeting on the 19th of February, and we've got a number of proposals to put there to members for action. But what I can say now is that we have already decided and taken steps to book a club stand at the Northern Amateur Radio Society's rally in Blackpool on Sunday, April the 13th. So if anyone is up in this neck of the woods and is wanting to just come over and say hello or help out on the stall, you'll be very welcome indeed. So Blackpool at the Norbreck Castle Hotel, Sunday the 13th of April, we'll have a club stand there advertising Pennine ham. And we've got more meetings obviously coming up. We've got another one booked on the 26th of February, but we'll leave that till next week. So 73s, everybody. Been a great net, and catch you all next week. Back to you, Jeff. M0 AG in the group G4IWO.
G4IWO in the group M0AUG, yeah, returning. Yeah, thanks for that, Nick, and thanks for the updates. And we look forward to Emil next week as well. That'll be good. And good that the club's coming over to the Blackpool rally there. And it's a clubs rally, and that's what it's all about. You'll see a lot of clubs there, and obviously where I'll be in that I don't quite know, because obviously my home club up here is the Fulton Cleavers Amateur Radio Society, and they usually have a decent standard there, so I might have to split my resources sort of thing. Anyway, we'll see you that at the other time. So it's picture time now. So let's go to an alpha movie and we'll go to the pictures. So over to Bob, M4X80, M0AUG for you to send your picture first, please, Bob.
Thank you. This is M4X80. We'll try and hope to do better this week. Give me a second. The same as I had last week. For some reason, it doesn't send right away. I'm trying to get it back.
About 5 blocks